In this episode of Viral Rewind, we're going to look at the Alerta Windows Trojan. Now, this Trojan is believed to have originated out of Brazil, and much of all the language used in the Trojan is written in Portuguese. So we're going to be doing some translating. Now, it's about a 111 kilobyte application. We notice they use a stop sign, an octagon-based stop sign, for its icon, and we can get a little bit of information from its version history. So it's version 1 of the file, so it's a first generation version, and interestingly the company name is Ice Blue. Now I don't know if this was a previous program that someone modified to have Alerta's Trojan code in it or was written from scratch, but we've got that. Then the internal name is Alerta. Again, we know the program's messages are going to be in Portuguese, so it's not really English. Original file name was alerta.exe, Alerta, and again, version 1. So, however someone got this Trojan when you run it, and I'm going to read the message on the next part pretty quick because it's going to go away in a short amount of time. Again, it's going to be in Portuguese, we'll translate it to English. So if you run it, so we get this box flashing in red and white that says, Alerta, foi detectado homossexual tentado usar o computador. Você tem alguma coisa a ver com isso? And what that basically translates to saying is that a homosexual has been detected trying to use this computer. Do you have anything to do with this? And you see that it's actually just changed it again, and that's actually because there's two boxes here. So we have one that says Claro alas o su o tal homosexual. It says, yes, I am that homosexual, or now, which means no. However, if we try to click now, it just runs away from the mouse cursor. Try to click on it, it's not letting me. And basically this Portuguese thing here that we see that says Seu burro não tá vendo que o botado está trazendo de troxa, which is basically saying, if we read the translation on that, you're stupid, don't you see that button is making a fool out of you? So yeah, it's not going to let us click no. We can't even exit out of here or anything like that. And you probably already noticed that our taskbar is gone. The Windows key doesn't work, Ctrl Escape doesn't work, Ctrl Alt Delete does not work. So we don't have any kind of operations that we can run. Can't even bring up a run dialog box, can't do anything. Now before we get too far, I can still open some windows here. I'm just going to drag, well no, I guess I can't drag that out of the way, so I'll have to show you on the side here. So when you also first run this Alerta Trojan, it drops a file and creates a Windows registry entry. So let me go to show files. So we see on the side there it has dropped alerta.exe directly into the Windows folder. And in order to run it, it has created a Windows registry key in the HKey local machine Windows run section under shell H32. That's what it masquerades as in the Windows registry. So when Windows boots up, it's immediately going to run Alerta again. So I might be able to get registry editor here loaded, and we might be able to look at it here before we move on with Alerta. So there's regedit. We'll find Alerta. And now that the registry search is finished, we can see this key right here that says shell H32, and it points to that C Windows/alerta.exe file that we dropped. So again, this ensures that Alerta launches every time you try to start Windows up. It's just going to bring this same box right back up when you lose your taskbar and everything else. And something else that Alerta does besides locking out Ctrl Alt Delete and the Windows shortcut keys and everything is it also tries to prevent the computer from being able to shut down or restart normally. Because on the laptop here, if I push the button to try to shut it down, we get this kind of thing that says, I guess you would call this tisk tisk. Essa muito vera tente Ctrl Alt Delete, ha 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 ha. So I guess what it's trying to say is that it's disabled Ctrl Alt Delete to prevent us from restarting. However, using Ctrl Alt Delete doesn't work, and we can't shut the computer down. So if we decide to say that we are in fact, that homosexual, we get this nice pink screen that says, Vai sua bica indústria, aku vou trabalhar seu computador por 5 minutos. Enquanto isso fica vendo essa telecom, essas cores fortes que devem estar agregando os olhos. And then we get a little thing about time remaining. So what it has basically done is locked our computer out for 5 minutes. And again, the translation of that Portuguese is roughly something that goes along that says, roughly, go you closet faggot, I think I will lock your computer for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, watch these bright colors which might be straining your eyes. And then it gives us how much time is remaining. Now, supposedly, if you were to restart the computer here, I guess using the reset button, or something along that line, then what Alerta would do the next time it launches from that registry command is it would lock the computer out for 10 minutes and give you a whole different message, which I'll put down in the description. So we're going to wait this next 4 minutes out and then show you what happens next. So after you wait the 5 or 10 minutes, if you happen to restart the computer and get presented with Alerta again, you'll get this message after the time is finished elapsing. And it says, Como você é otário, teve que esperar o tempo antes de deixar você estar. Escreva no campo abaixo a seguinte phrase, eu sou homosexual nato. And we get a field, and then we get a word that says pronto, which that translates to ready. So what this is telling the user is, it says, you sucker, I made you wait a long time. Ha 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 ha. So, before I let you leave, type the following below. I was born a homosexual. And then gives us the field, so okay, let's type that. And it gives 3 different responses depending if we get it wrong. So, if we type a bunch of gobbledygook, it gives us a message box that says, Apra escreva do jeito que está mostrado em cima, which basically is saying you have to type it as shown above. So you've got to type it word for word, letter for letter. Alright. Here's the text field again. Alright, let's type it all in lowercase. So, homosexual nato. And then it says etudo masculo cerebro, which is basically saying it hits all in caps, you ass. Alright, so let's change that to all caps. Caps lock. Sao homosexual nato. Oh, now it says faltou o ponto de exclamou cerebro. So basically it's saying, you missed the exclamation point, you ass. Alright, let's add the exclamation point. Maybe it'll be happy. It's not an exclamation point. Now we're ready. And it just prints out, ha 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 ha, it does. Press OK. It says, como voice a otaru, which basically saying that now it's saying, we suck. Or I should say, you suck. Click the message again. Get receive ordens de computador. Ha 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 ha. So it gives us another thing to annoy us with. It says, well, the joke's over. I only did it so you could see who's in charge with this computer business. Press OK again. Gives us bomb brincadria acbu sofiz iso provoice for quim equi manda nessa negocio de computador. Well, actually, that's the message that says the joke is over. The last one, I think, was something else. I didn't quite have the translation for it. Let's move on. So, pode usa seu computador a não mais ainda o saco. It's saying, you can use your computer now, I won't annoy you anymore. Okay. says, so uma consciência resolve traverso computador por mais one hora, which is basically saying, oh, only one more thing. I decided to break your computer for 1 more hour. Another message says, Brincadeira se o fizer isso você vai quebrar seu computador. And it says, I'm just joking. If I do this, you'd like to break your computer. And then another message that says, agora é sério, falou Alcide. Nunca mais me substitui. O ser obrigado a fazer programa para travar seu computador por Deus. Which translates something to, now it's serious, bye there and do not underestimate me anymore or I will be forced to lock your computer for days. And now it returns us to the desktop. But again, as I showed earlier, if you restart the computer or log off Windows and log back on, in fact I can probably just do that here, log off. See, if Windows boots back up again, whether restarting the computer or switching to another user, see, it also drops this background too. You didn't see that background, but it also drops that little background with a wallpaper change. Let's see, what was that wallpaper that it drops? I don't have the information on the wallpaper in front of me, but I'll put it in the description what that wallpaper is. But that's one of the things it drops, is it changes the wallpaper.